Excellent.
Not Thelma and Louise, it's Thelma and
Not
Alice.
Thelma and Louise, that's right.
Welcome, Thelma. Welcome, Alice.
Love the name. That's
Okay.
so cool. Isolators. Hello, Mr. Miller.
Hello. What's everybody doing on Monday night? We're going to hand over for Ms. Phillips to give us a bit of a run through, and then I'm going to take over for some information very, very soon. Very exciting. You all need to pay attention. You there, Ms. Phillips?
Can you unmute me?
You are.
Okay, very good. Welcome, everyone. Great music. Derek selects the music very carefully and it's very uplifting, and certainly the countdown is amazing. Trivia name, Kate. Okay, welcome, Kate. All the information, latest trends and directions for the Karatbars business, 27th of April. And here we go for tonight. So great information. Here's our Brains Trust. You'll probably recognise all of those people. You'll know their faces, you'll know their names, and hopefully their voices very soon. We are very pleased to be sponsored by Vehicle Lubricants by Doug and Jenny Loveday. Loveday Vehicle Lubricants, there's Doug's number, 0439 723 847. Great stuff to put in your car, any of your vehicles, your trucks and so on. And easy shopping cards. Cassie Summers has been a wonderful supporter. And Easy Shopping Cards, we are very pleased to announce, now has gold back as their rewards program. And we will cover that very soon. Here we go. We're going to cover it right now. You get gold for shopping, Easy Shopping Cards. Get your groceries from Woolworths and receive 2% back in gold. So if you spend $100, you'll get $2 worth of gold. Great idea and great rewards program. And there are, of all the gift cards, it's up to 5% on some of them. So go to easyshoppingcards.com and have a look, because there's 40 or so different places you can purchase the gift cards, then go and do your shopping and get between 2 and 5% back in gold. So Karat Pay account is required. So most of us have set up a Karat Pay account and you need your Karat Pay number. Gold for groceries, where else? Easy Shopping Cards. So as you register, you'll actually see the very bottom field there says your affiliate ID, and that's where you put your Karat Pay number, 80000, and then 3 lots of 3 numbers go in there. And this is where Cassie can then pay you the 2% for groceries and up to 5% on all the other gift cards. Great idea. Thank you, Easy Shopping Cards. All of this that we present from now on is actually our view as affiliates. This is our view. It's not company policy. It's not Karatbars. This is not an official Karatbars presentation. It's not Karatbars International. It is actually Gold Rocks and the Brains Trust that you saw in the photos before. This is fascinating. So if you'd like to watch something a little bit different from gold and a little bit different from COVID-19, he actually talks about the real estate bubble and the effect of COVID. He actually does refer to the virus and the bursting of the Australian real estate bubble. And he predicted it back in 2013. And he gives all the different reasons and data. And if you Google Mike Maloney and real estate bubble, you'll actually find this little video. It's 34 minutes and you can watch that. Predictions of doom. This could be hard to take, isn't it? The upcoming job losses, unlike anything else that's ever been seen. And certainly every week when I first read this, I thought there was a typo. And then I realised it was weekly. The 3 million more people every week. So bigger than anything else that the US has ever seen. And it's a domino effect. So as businesses have difficulty, as people have difficulty going to their work, as people have difficulty paying their bills, it's the domino effect. And people losing their jobs, and then the real estate market from the previous slide as well. Now I'm going to hand back to Derek because he loves this slide and the 2020 tinfoil hat effect. I can't even say that word. I'm going to leave that to Derek. Please welcome Derek.
Hey everybody. Thanks, Carolyn. Yep, we love this slide because a while ago I was accused of being a tinfoil hat aficionado, and I just thought that was the greatest thing I could be told that I was. And I've just endorsed it all the way along, because every single week the economic information we see gets worse and worse. And the thing that I love to talk about is the old adage that don't panic, Jonesy. We got gold, baby. And it comes in all sizes. This is really something that you can choose to embrace or not. I see all sorts of comments on the internet about the gold is too dear. We're going to deal with that question in a moment. Oh, it's this, it's that, it's blue, it's red, it's green. I don't care. I have accrued a pile of gold in the last 8 months or so. Now, we're going to introduce you to someone tonight who will talk to you about why you need to have a private vault. And I used to talk about the fact that I had gold and I was going to store the gold in my sock drawer. And one of the people that alerted me to the fact that, you know what, maybe that's not such a good thing to be saying, because if people know you have gold and it's in your sock drawer, how long will it be before they come in your front door uninvited for the collection of the gold? So it's interesting to look at what we see in the environment and what is actually out there in the world. So let's make sure that we all understand that we're here to facilitate your growth in this business. And we're not giving you the great lots of advice. What we're giving you is a roadmap for what we have done. What we have done. Let me say that again. This is something that we have all chosen to do. I don't tell Jan McCloskey what to do. I don't tell Kate Longley in Melbourne what to do. All I can do is present information on an educational basis. So we've done this really well and we've made a truckload of money out of it. So here's something that I really wanted to talk about tonight. We've all had to deal with the question that the gold is more expensive in Karatbars than it is elsewhere. Well, I threw that at Brent when I first joined. And he said, that's a really good statement. Let me show you how you can buy it cheaper. Yeah, okay. So once he showed me that the gold I could buy as cash gold and the gold that I could buy from Perth Mint was about the same price. In fact, some days we're cheaper than Perth Mint. I stopped looking. But here's something that I discovered a few weeks ago with Lucky Rico. We were having a conversation by text and he had done this commentary in one of his webinars, and I thought, you know what? We need to show our people this because this is such an eye-opener. So here's from, this screenshot was from today from my Karatbit program. And what it shows you is the univals, so buying gold A unival is 1/10 of a gram. Buying gold with USD tether. Now, you can argue the toss about whether USD tether is good crypto or not, but USD tether is linked to the US dollar. So 1 USD tether is equal to $1. So 4.76, so that's $4.76, buys you 1 unival. That means, guess what? $47.60 per gram. But if you look at the Perth Mint today in US dollars, it's $64.67. You can't tell me that that gold is more expensive than anywhere else in the world. We get access to multiple different price rates. We get access to all sorts of different rates. We get access to the best platform we can have to buy our own gold, to store it, to withdraw it, to get it in our hands. And remember, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. Now, here's another one, KBC to Bitcoin. The exchange rate went down 13.79% today. You need to pay attention to what these market rates are. So if you're holding Bitcoin today, you can swap it into KBC at 13% better rate than you did yesterday. So we get access to these prices daily. They're live. Make sure that you understand you get all of this availability. Now, why do we want gold? We've used this slide before. Gold does not fluctuate in value. Gold buys the same amount of product today that it did hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago. It's the currency that we buy the gold in that fluctuates. And there's the three major currencies, the yen, the dollar, and the euro. And have a look where they are today, just about at zero. And it will get worse. In fact, the US is about to go down into negative rates. Now, there's a whole discussion around whether they will, whether they won't, all that sort of stuff. What I'm here to tell you is they're working on making sure that gold isn't their platform. The problem is they don't control everybody's thought process. So let's look at the screenshot from today. That's today, and I managed to, this time, work out how to get it to gold in AUD, and there's a small clue with a little drop-down arrow on the right there. But don't tell anyone that I was bamboozled by that, because that would actually ruin my reputation. So there we are. Gold in Australian dollars, and what was the yield outcome today? 48.93% annual yield. Please explain that to me. If gold doesn't have an interest rate, how do you get a 48.93% yield? It's because gold doesn't change its value. The value varies in the currency that you buy it with. So make sure that you understand that. And according to the commentators that we've been listening to, it hasn't even started yet. This is going to get really, really ugly. To the point where I was talking to somebody on Friday or Saturday who is involved in, they go shooting out west, all that sort of stuff. Very quietly, the government has refused all applications for firearms purchases. They just deleted, don't happen. So when you look at what's happening in America, they have had world record sales of firearms. They've never seen anything like it. They've called out the National Guard already in a number of states. That's how bad they think this economic environment is about to get. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you've listened to Mike Maloney, who we promote fairly extensively, and you've understood what's happening in the world, there's plenty of people you can hook up to on YouTube that will comment on the ugliness of what's happening. We need to let you know that you have the availability of a program that can get you out of that hole. Now, if you're holding gold, you are going to want somewhere to put it. And some time ago, again, it was a Mike Maloney video that told me that I should stop talking about having gold in the sock drawer. I need to go and get a private vault. So I Googled private vaults Australia, just on Google. Lo and behold, I found Private Vaults Australia in Redcliffe. Now I'm going to show you a little video of who Private Vaults Australia are. I had no idea that that was actually the name of the company. I'm going to bring on Peter when we finish this video. We're on the same page. He understands about what's going on, and we'll talk about the bank bail-in laws when he comes on. Here's an intro to Private Vaults Australia, and any minute now it should play.
Private Vaults Australia is a world-class independent safety deposit box facility where you have complete discretion, unparalleled security, and absolute peace of mind. Your personal safe deposit box will protect you against natural disasters such as fires, floods, and reduces the risk of theft or robbery. And the bank bail-in law, where the banks can use your money to restructure their capital so they can stay afloat. Feel a sense of peace of mind, knowing that we have an independent Class 1 monitored company overseeing our facility 24/7 and 365 days. We use unparalleled state-of-the-art security using the very best and latest equipment with the most advanced and highly sophisticated technologies. We offer multiple layers of security to access your safety deposit box, including two-factor identification, which uses self-learning facial recognition, a personal PIN code, and guard verification to access back of house. Contact us today.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I can guarantee you that that is actually Private Vaults Australia because I've been there. And that picture that I'm showing right now is the inside of the vault. I've been there. I have a box in that vault. And right now I'm going to ask Peter to come on. Pete, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, unmuted. I think it's already unmuted. Thank you, Derek.
Beautiful. Welcome, Peter.
Thank you very much for having us. And some interesting things afoot in the economy at the moment.
Absolutely. And can you actually tell us what you think the benefit of having a private vault is? I know you and I have talked about it. We sort of sparred around each other for a while when we first met, but we discovered real early on we're on the same page. What can you tell our members about the bank bail-in laws?
Well, the bank bail-in law, we all know, well, hopefully we all know, was passed the 14th of February 2018, and that was for Australia. But every G20 country has a bank bail-in law, and that tells me it's by design, not by chance. So it warns me that the governments are preparing for a forthcoming event, and that tells us that we should be protecting ourselves and our assets. So it's a matter of being prepared in advance. And if you are currently sitting in a commercial bank or one of the approved ADIs, approved deposit institutions in Australia, then you are exposed to the bank bail-in law.
Absolutely. And what about if we have a meltdown and your company goes broke?
Probably the place I'll start just before we go to that would be just to talk about the current retail banks. With the bank bail-in law, some folks are actually thinking that their safe deposit boxes are safe in the Big Four or some of the other banking providers. You just need to look at your terms and conditions. A lot of these were changed late last year, which is the final straw in allowing the government and the banks to step in. So what you're looking for is a private institution that has nothing to do with your goods other than providing a high security storage solution. And that's exactly what we are. So with us, we have no assets or rights to your goods. The only rights we have to is your storage fee. That's it. And because of the structuring, your goods always remain your goods, no matter whatever happens to us or our entity. Heaven forbid, and I can't see everything ever occurring, but it was structured in such a way that if anything ever did, a trustee would move in and they then have to contact each individual box owner to get their goods or retain their goods in the box receiving the fees. So it's designed to protect the individual depositors so that we have no access. So as a key holder, you're the only key holder to your box. Nobody can get in other than yourself.
Very good. Well, that's very important information, because I've been asked that a number of times already about what happens should something happen to the company that runs the vault. And I think you've answered that pretty well.
Cool. Look, there is a number of institutions. I noticed some of the folks at different places around Australia. It's just a matter of making sure that the institution you're involved with is there to protect your goods and only have rights to a storage fee. And if that's the case, then you are in the right place. And that's kind of the key thing in any of the institutions you're looking for, wherever you're depending to store your goods.
Excellent. So Brent has just asked a question about how much a box is per year. And before you answer that, I'll just let everyone know, I have a box in that exact vault that you can see the photo of, and I've just upgraded to the next size up. So it's very inexpensive, but Pete, why don't you go ahead and answer that?
Sure. Well, probably the best way to look at it is, as you can see on the screen, we're allowing 2 months free, so you can try before you buy, so to speak, so you can get a feel for the services, the quality, and the security that we're offering. But a small box will set you back as little as about the price of a cup of coffee a week. So it's about $270 a year. And when you think of insurance, you know, and that small box could hold up to $900,000, almost $1 million in assets if you're storing gold, of course. And that'll hold 10 kilograms of gold. So it doesn't take long to work out the sums. In fact, it'll hold more than 10 kilograms, but we just sort of base it around the 10 kg mark. But $270 a year is the cheapest insurance you'll ever get. And speaking of insurance, we do give a complimentary $20,000 with each box. And you can insure further if you wish through our underwriters, which are Lloyd's of London. And that would be the only insurer I'd be looking at facilities such as this.
Great work, Pete. We just had a question from Jenny Loveday, who is one of our sponsors, and she said, what happens if you get killed in a plane crash, something like that? Can your beneficiary get into the vault? How does that work?
I call it the yellow school bus theory. You walk down the street, get squiddled by a yellow school bus. So yeah, look, there's a couple of options. Some people like to have an interested party who they would then list on their will, and then they have rights to access the goods once they present with a letter of probate. We need to confirm that you're no longer on planet Earth. We've got some elderly clients, and look, some great people, and one gentleman comes to mind, Gary. He'd been robbed 3 times. He said, I don't have much left, but I'm not going to lose what I've got left. So he put his goodies away, but what he did do was put his daughter on as a key holder. So some folks are happy to have their kids on as a key holder where they can access the box independently, or some prefer to have it where they're a registered party. And so if anything does happen to them, the agreement and a letter of probate will allow that person access. And again, just as I said, as the only key holder, if that person doesn't have the keys, the only way we can get into a box is we have to drill the lock. But there's a large process we go through with 4 parties involved in that, one being the registered party, one being a representative of our company, another being an independent locksmith, and the fourth being our monitoring company to record it for prosperity. So it's handled the right way, so everyone knows it was done and handled as it should have been.
Very good. And Hilda has just asked us, what happens when someone's we've got team members in New Zealand. Do you have access to a list that could refer someone to a private vault in New Zealand?
There is a company in New Zealand, and for the life of me, I can't remember their name. Just one sec. Commonwealth Vaults, I think it is, just off the top of my head, and that may be correct. So it's kind of, there's a number over there, and I know the Commonwealth Vault stands out for me because they're quite a large provider in one of the older properties. I'm not sure exactly where they are, whether it be Christchurch or Auckland.
Okay, but we can actually find out about that. And what about a Melbourne location, Pete? Do you have a connection down there?
We have an affiliate company down there called Gold Stackers that do have some boxes, but otherwise, I think it's Guardian Vaults in Melbourne as well, being one of the larger providers or players down there.
Okay, great work. And ladies and gentlemen, if you send an email to help@privatevaults.com.au, Peter's very happy to answer a lot of those questions. If he has someone he can refer you to, I know he does. We've already had that happen. And it's really an amazing connection that we have that literally happened by a Google search. So Alistair's saying, "Hi, Peter. Still making my way there." Yep, he'll be in touch soon. He's
Look forward to seeing you soon,
got a lot
Alistair.
of gold in his pocket.
Yeah, I did notice the Dominique Grubsy comment, and yes, she does charge a lot more than $270, but she does have asset protection in a different structure, in a different way. And so, look, it's about being prepared for what's coming or forthcoming, and just being ready and not being exposed within the banks. And initially, I think cash is going to be important for everyone for a period of time, and then I think bullion and gold will certainly take over from there. And it's just when you want to change from fiat currency into bullion, and you should be doing that all the way along now, as you've already pointed out, Derek.
Absolutely. And I cannot thank Brent enough, who's on this call tonight, who made the phone call months ago and said to me, "Let's have a coffee. Why don't we get into buying some gold?" Look, this has been an eye-opener for me, not only the gold business, but meeting Peter and his wife, Cassie, who a lot of you will not forget that name. Just being able to have someone that's on the same page, can talk to us about the safety of what we're suggesting, all that sort of stuff. It's a lot of having the ability to make your own choices. Mitch has said, "Are you suggesting we don't leave our gold in the Karatbars bank?" Mitch, there are choices that we make. The gold you leave in Karatbars, you can spend. Some of the gold I want to have where I can put my hand on it. So I have both. Some of the gold I withdraw and bring it out here to Australia where I can go and put it in my deposit box. Some of the gold I leave in Karatbars because there I can convert it immediately into money, should I need to. So there are some reasons that you would talk about with Brent or whoever about why you would have it in one place or the other, but I'm going to suggest you need a bit of both. I buy cash gold and I buy classic gold, and the classic gold I'm putting into a facility like Private Vaults Australia. That's what I do. And happy to share the information with you, Mitch, that I've done. Classic gold, store local, Jack Brown. Yep. Yeah, good work, Brent. So thanks, Pete. I think we've answered all the questions. I really appreciate you coming on. We will get you back again to do another presentation a little bit further down the road. But ladies and gentlemen, if you call that number or write down that email address, that would be interesting if I put the rest of the .com.au on the end of it, wouldn't
Well,
it?
actually, it's just privatevaults.com.au. You can drop the Australia.
Righto. Well, there you go. Just scratch that out. Call them up on the phone number. I just looked at it and thought, that doesn't look right.
It's a pleasure to be here. And look, just protect your assets. That's all I can say. Or as I like to say, protect your assets.
Absolutely. Yep. Thanks, Pete. You're welcome to stay on. We'll wrap up in a few minutes. We'll just talk about a little bit about the cash. Let's talk about money. Yes, that is what we're here to talk about. And in the last 20 years, gold has approximately increased in buying power 10% per year. And if you want to argue that point, you can, but gold in 2000 was $450 an ounce, and today it's $2,798. That's a pretty tidy increase. Now, I don't care whether you want to argue the 10%. You can argue whatever you like. but you can't argue with that increase because it's live, baby. You can look at that on the market. And what's wrong with your cash? Cash in the bank has lost 54.28% of its buying power during that same period. So you figure it out. Get your calculator out, get your phone out, you figure it out. That's the answer to what we've been talking about for months. Karatbars, what can I say? Gold with blockchain. You can move gold into the blockchain. You can move it into cryptocurrency and then back into your account as fiat money if that's what you choose to do. First company in the world to do all of that. So what's next? Set up a free Karatbars account with no fees. It's as totally free. You can set it up as a customer or an affiliate. If you buy gold as a customer, you're going to pay the retail price. If you're an affiliate, you get lots of other options. What else do you need to know? Here's the key thing. There are 4 wealth principles. Pay yourself first. Buy a gram of gold a month at least. Establish a residual income. Do that by being an affiliate. Limit your tax exposure. You have a business, you can claim tax deductions. Stay ahead of inflation. You got gold, baby. You don't need to worry about inflation. But if you stay in the cash environment, leave your cash in the bank, you are going to suffer from inflation for the rest of your life. I saw an ABC story a few days ago where they talked about how badly people with a super fund had been affected. And they said, it's okay for the young people because they can make it up later. But for those of you that are approaching retirement age, what you should do is take your money out of your retirement fund, your super fund, and put it in the bank as a cash deposit, and you will get that interest rate. So I'm not sure whether the guy that wrote that story was a half-wit or he just can't read. Work out what inflation's doing to your money in the bank. And yes, Kate, even the young people are worried about the effect of what's happening with inflation and what they're seeing happen to their super funds. So Wal has asked, can you cover whether to keep your money in KBC, Univals, whatever? Okay. What I'm going to suggest and what I'm doing is I'm not keeping money in cash. I'm moving it into the Karatbars environment. Some of it I have in KBC, some of it I have in cash gold, and some of it I have in classic gold. The classic gold I will withdraw every so often during the year, and I'm going to go and have a coffee with Peter. The KBC and the cash gold I can turn into cash and spend it. But at least if you've done that, you've insulated yourself from the ravages of inflation. Think about where that's going to go. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm at the end of what I needed to talk about tonight. Thank you for joining us. Do we have any questions? If Peter's still on, do you have any questions for Pete? He's still on. If you have a question for Peter, unmute, ask him a question. Mr. Saravalli down there in Adelaide, I'm still waiting for that 12 bottles of wine that you promised to send me.
That's sending us, isn't it, mate? We go
well, he's got to send it up, yeah.
Hey, just quickly, Derek, while people are considering a question or two, something Kate there said about the young ones and they're worried. I mean, I know tonight we've got a bigger group of young ones on than we normally have, and it's exciting what they're doing, and they're asking me so many questions about how to build this, not just to put their money in the gold, but how to show others. And it's true. I mean, Kate, you're on the money. This is something that's affecting everyone, and Karatbars is the answer for everyone. So it's not just about us that had a little bit of superannuation that's disappearing. It's about the future of there's millennials on this call tonight. It's incredible. So just a great job again tonight, mate. Fantastic information. I'll be giving Peter a ring.
Thanks, Brent. And Roger has said, please clarify why we choose classic gold, even though it's at a higher price than cash gold. And yes, that was a sticking point for me when Brent decided to buy me a coffee and show me how the Karatbars business worked. Classic gold ties you into a lot of rewards that come through the gold business. And last week, I think I got another 9-point-something grams of gold for free. And that all comes from the classic gold program. So I get quite a lot of gold into my account, a whole lot of which I don't pay for. So while you're playing in that environment and working on it, you will be getting rewarded for that. And the company can afford to do that because they're mining their own gold. I'm going to celebrate on a simple presentation or collaborate. Should I bring any people? Yes, that's right, Brad. And we're working on that as we speak. And that's going to be very key. Janet asked about how do we get USDT. It's one of the cryptos in Karatbit. So just let me explore in the morning, Janet, whether we can actually buy it. I saw Lucky Rico do it a couple of days ago, but it's been closed down as a withdrawal process so that they're doing the changes, as we all know. Tony Gavir's Zoom meeting over the weekend really is an outrage the current global economy. USA started printing notes in 1913, yes. They print for 6 trillion, yeah, I know. It's the situation in America is really quite ugly. Who knows what's going to happen there? Sadly, we're tied to it because the US dollar is the reserve currency for the world. And I suspect that it's going to be part of the process. Jack has said, please explain how the 9 grams. Jack, I was building this business and showing people how to buy gold and do all that sort of stuff. The unique thing about Karatbars is it accrues the total volume. It doesn't accrue the total volume per month. It accrues the total volume. And when you get to a level, you get paid a bonus in gold. And regardless of the value of the gold, you get paid a bonus in gold. So I got paid, off the top of my head, I think it was 9-point-something grams on Saturday as part of a promo that they'd run. I had met the requirements and, yep, 9 grams of free gold. So I'm happy to show you on a Zoom call how that all happens. But I joined as a bronze for 150 euros. I got a free upgrade to silver, got paid all the gold for that. Got a free upgrade to gold, got paid all the gold for that. Got a free upgrade to VIP, got paid all the gold for that. And Brent has just been showing me how to keep continuing to do the same thing. And every now and then I get a wad of free gold and I can't complain about it. I just love it. Malcolm Langford saying you can buy USDT through Binance. Very cool. Jeff now, who's going to pay for it? I'm not sure what we were talking about there. YouTube channel is the interest of the people. John Adams and Martin North. Yes, John Adams is a very, very serious commentator on this sort of thing. And Brent saying build a team. It's great when it happens. I received a little surprise last week also. Yeah, I know that Ducky got some free gold as well. Brad Cervalli saying he shares hidden secrets of money and the interests of the people. If they don't watch that info, they're not really interested in getting involved. And that's something that you really need to understand. People have to step up and open the door. When I first met Peter Hobson at Private Vaults Australia, he was reticent to tell me what his views were until after 5 minutes we decided that we were on exactly the same page, and he told me what he thought. I agreed. Let's go out the back and get a vault. So it's excellent. So no, I didn't get a 5 weeks each time I earned an upgrade, Stephen, but every time you purchase a pack at the higher level, you get another 5-week fast start opportunity.
Derek?
Yep, free gold.
You there, Derek?
Yes, mate.
I'd just like to say that, yeah, you started with a small pack and you got all these upgrades and everything. But, mate, you and Carolyn work this business. You work your butt off, you know, from the very first day you went to work. And, you know, it's no accident this has happened to you. I mean, you had the attitude, you'd ring me every day with 1,000 questions. I think about 10 of them I could answer. But the attitude was, okay, well, if I don't know it, I'll continue talking to people and we'll find it out along the way. And that's what's happened. So give yourself a pat on the back, mate. You know, what you've done is nothing short of brilliant, but it's a lot of work's been put into that.
Yeah, we did. Came from a lot of different people and a lot of help from you and Amanda and Roger. He's answered questions. The key is, folks, we're here to help you. If you need help, contact somebody. If we don't have the answer, we'll find it. So just make sure that you understand we're here to help you. Did you verify an upgrade from gold to VIP takes you 6 or 7? Goes to level 6, mate. So the pack number 6, sorry, which is VIP. So that's the way it works at the moment. Okay, look, this has been a fabulous business for myself and the people that I know around me. So I have to start it at 6. So to get to 7, I have to start at 6. Work it, yeah, as Dan said, work your way to 6. You'll make enough money at 6 to pay for 7, and then go for it. This has been a great business for the people that I care about. Stephen started 5. Okay, mate, do a quick upgrade, do a fast start, get to career level pack number 6, and then you'll get paid multi-pack 6's VIP. Yes, correct. Then you'll get paid a truckload of money and you can upgrade to 7, which gives you the 12 months qualification. It's a great way to go. So thanks everybody for joining us tonight. I've had a really good time. Enjoyed Peter coming on the call. I've been wanting to make this happen for a while and just lots of things happening. And tonight we've managed to meet up and actually make that happen. So thanks everybody for joining us. We will see you on the golden beaches of the world. Have a great night.